As of yesterday, Dalvin Cook and the Minnesota Vikings have broke off contract deals. They have said that they will not go on with contract deals after the last season. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case. I mean, we always get misinformation because they have to give stuff out there and just kind of playing the game. But I really do think that's real. I do not think that Dalvin Cook will be playing another season with the Minnesota Vikings after the 2020 season. I just don't see it happening. I feel like if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. Although with this Rona thing, it's like it changes the way a lot of people do things. I just don't see it happening, and rightfully so. I mean, Dalvin Cook is not a top five, or okay, maybe top five. He's not a running back worth the money, is what I'm saying, is just simply because he has so many injuries that you cannot pay that much money to a running back with that many injuries. But Dalvin Cook is the talent that we need for this Minnesota Vikings team. And this season, like I've been saying, this season is a season the Minnesota Vikings have to go all in. If the Minnesota Vikings do bad, fine, leave Dalvin Cook, let him go. However, he's a talent you don't just want to let walk. He's a talent that you want to at least franchise tag and trade. How can you trade Dalvin Cook? I don't know, because we tried doing that with Anthony Harris too, but Anthony Harris is a player that we can definitely keep. Dalvin Cook has yet to play a full season in the NFL, and last season had a breakout season. Simply he was always great. Dalvin Cook, since the moment he started playing football, this guy has been phenomenal. He's been great. But the last season was he played a lot more games, so he had a breakout season last year, and I mean he got the love. I think he was a little underrated at the very beginning, and then later on I started thinking like, okay, maybe this guy's getting a little more overrated, and the Vikings are going to have to pay him all that money. So what is it going to look like? What is it going to look like after the 2019 season, or after the 2020 season, this 2020 season? I do think that Dalvin Cook is going to leave, and he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. I don't think that the Vikings are going to franchise tag him. I don't think anything's going to happen. But what I do think is that Dalvin Cook this year will have his best season of his career because he is playing for the future. Dalvin Cook was saying he's going to hold off. He's not going to play. No, that's false. I've been saying this. That is false. That's him trying to play the game of him getting a contract, which was great for him to play. But he is going to go off because he knows whatever this season is going to make up for his next contract. Franchises don't have a lot to go off of. If Dalvin Cook didn't play the season, they don't have a lot off to go off of, and he's going to get a lot less of a contract. This is going to boost that and give him a bigger contract when he has this great season. Now, Dalvin Cook is under one of the worst offensive lines in the league. Vikings offensive line is still awful. They've invested a lot into it, I know, but their offensive line still sucks. With that being said, we do have CJ Ham, which was the biggest reason why Dalvin Cook had that much success last year. And then, of course, our tight end group. Our tight end group is amazing. Kyle Rudolph is a great blocking tight end, makes a lot of plays. Kyle Rudolph is great. Irv Smith is a second year. Now he's going into a second year. He's going to be amazing again. Irv Smith can block. He can do everything. And then you have Tyler Conklin. Again, great blocking tight end. Our tight end group is one of the best in the NFL. Our offensive line is one of the worst in the NFL, but our tight end group and our CJ Ham makes up for that, and that's what leads him to this many plays. Now, this year, who did we add? Justin Jefferson in the first round. Now, I know he's a wide receiver, but if they play him inside the slot, that's what he did best. He opened up so many plays for Clyde Edwards-Helaire in LSU because he is a great blocking wide receiver. One of the best. He was probably the best blocking wide receiver in all of college. Now, of course, we lost Laquan Treadwell, who was kind of our blocking wide receiver. I mean, Laquan Treadwell basically was, but he never lived up to what he did in college. Hopefully it's not the same for Justin Jefferson. Laquan Treadwell coming out of college was a blocking wide receiver. He was supposed to be doing that in the NFL, but he really didn't. He was a big bust for the Vikings. But now we have Justin Jefferson, and that's going to be better. Although it's a rookie, so you never know how they're going to translate in the NFL, I don't think Justin Jefferson is going to be a failure. I don't think he will be a bad block. You've seen him in practice already. We've seen him in practice already. He's a great blocking wide receiver, and that's what we want. And like I've been saying, I think that they should play Justin Jefferson inside the slot. Now, I know slot receivers are not usually first-round picks, but that's like the best slot receiver in the league right there. If you play him inside the slot, as he did in LSU, where he was the best offensive playmaker in LSU, opened up many plays for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I think he will do so also with the Minnesota Vikings, and I think they should play him inside the slot. That's going to be the best for our team, and that's what I think will happen. Now, why will his season be better this year? Because he's not going to get injured. Okay, no, he will. He hasn't played a full season yet, and I'm just hopeful that he will not get injured, but he probably will get injured. But how will the Vikings look without him? I mean, of course we have Alexander Mattison, who a lot of people are saying is like could be a starting running back. Alexander Mattison is not a starting running back. He is not. As of today, I would not have Alexander Mattison as a starting running back at all. I just don't see it happening. I mean, he's talented. He was my favorite rookie that they drafted last year. He got my rookie of the year for the Minnesota Vikings. Now I was just picking who my favorites were, and Alexander Mattison was. I think Alexander Mattison is amazing and a great third-round pick coming out of Boise State. Now we have Ezra Cleveland who blocked for him in Boise State. He's coming in at left tackle. I do like Alexander Mattison. I don't think he's a starting running back at all. I think you can use him as a starting running back. He can give you things, but you need someone else. You can't have Alexander Mattison out there the entire time. You can put him in. He can make some big plays. But my favorite thing in running backs are just the guys who break as many tackles. Dalvin Cook doesn't break as many tackles. Now, I know on paper he does, but none of the tackles are that impressive. They aren't. Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry run through guys. Dalvin Cook is not like that. He's really good with his feet, which is the reason why he does break a lot of tackles, is because he's so good with his feet and his movements. Same with Alexander Mattison, but both of them I just don't see being a starter. I mean, Dalvin Cook, of course, I see being a starter, but I mean, going forward, I don't see him being a starter more than one more season for the Vikings. He's going to go somewhere else and get a big contract, probably overpaid, I'm going to be honest. I don't think with a player that has that many injury concerns and all that, but he will get overpaid just because there's going to be a bidding war on him. Now, there might not, though. You know why? There is so many unrestricted free agents that are going to be in the 2021 pool of running backs. Let's take a look at them outside of Dalvin Cook. So we have Vikings could take one of these guys. Like I was saying, Alexander Mattison is not a starting running back. In my opinion, he is not. Vikings can take one of these unrestricted free agents in 2021 and use them as a starting running back, because this is like the best running back group of free agents I've seen ever. Starting off with Christian McCaffrey. He's not going to get let go. Christian McCaffrey is going to get franchise tagged by the Carolina Panthers, and at the very least is going to get traded. He'll probably stay with the team, but he might get traded, and Vikings could be one of those people trading for Christian McCaffrey. How cool would that be? I mean, if we have an awful season, no. Don't make trades. If we have a terrible season this year, don't make trades. You know it's not going to work. So Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Phillip Lindsay, Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette, Kenyon Drake, and Kareem Hunt. That's wild. That's crazy. All those players. Now, aside from that, I mean, I think Tyreek Owen is too. Tyreek Owen, I don't think, again, is not a starting running back at all. The Bears should get a new running back. They did. They got David Montgomery. Both of them are not starting running backs at all. Chicago Bears just have a terrible offense. No running game, no passing game. Their defense is amazing, but defense cannot make up for the offense at all. So I think he's going to be a free agent too, but I'm not a fan of Tyreek Owen. Not really. Again, it's not my kind of a running back. I like these players like Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Phillip Lindsay. Those are like my kind of running. Leonard Fournette. Joe Mixon too. I think Joe Mixon might leave the Bengals. I think it's very possible because the Bengals have to go for the future, and Joe Mixon is getting old. Kareem Hunt will probably leave what's the team? Cleveland Browns. He'll probably leave the Cleveland Browns because Nick Chubb is amazing. Nick Chubb does not get enough love. That is one of the best running backs in the league right there, and they do not need Kareem Hunt with the amount of offensive playmakers they need. So Kareem Hunt will probably leave. We haven't seen Kareem Hunt play in years, but he could come to the Vikings as well. You know who else could? I think Adrian Peterson is another I think Adrian Peterson was signed with a 1-year deal, and I think he's going to be free next year. But then again, it's Adrian Peterson. You can't really get a whole lot out of him. I mean, he used to play with the Vikings, always had a fumbling problem. But wouldn't it be cool for him to come back? It'd be pretty cool for him to come back. How many years is that guy going to play? Everyone says how much years Frank Gore has played already, and Frank Gore is never leaving the league. Look at Adrian Peterson. That guy's been here for so long. He's in his 30s, I know that. Maybe even 40s. How old is Adrian Peterson compared to Frank Gore? Adrian Peterson age is 35, yeah. Jeez. 37 is Frank Gore. Everyone talks about how long Frank Gore has been in the league. Adrian Peterson has been there 2 years less than him, so, or I'm assuming that they got drafted in about at about the same age. Usually it's 21, 22 or their age, somewhere around their 20s. But still, Adrian Peterson has been a long time, and both Adrian Peterson and Frank Gore, you can't get much out of. They're way too old for a running back. So, of course, I want to see them get Phillip Lindsay. Now, right now, the Denver Broncos have Phillip Lindsay, and they have They have Melvin Gordon. They got Melvin Gordon. Okay, so they have a new starting running back, and they can let Philip Lindsay go. Philip Lindsay was a undrafted free agent from 2019 or 2018, somewhere around there. So I think he will be a restricted free agent with the Denver Broncos, but the Vikings can trade for him, or they can place a tender on Philip Lindsay, and the Vikings can get it. So we could get a new running back in 2021, probably without a problem at all, because a lot of these players are going to have to go. Dalvin Cook is one of those players that are going to just be let out there, and it's an amazing stacked running back group that the Vikings could get one of them. Depending on how this year looks, I would love to see that. If this year goes awful, fine. Use Alexander Madison as a starter. Go for it. If this year goes bad, tank next season. What would make this team bad is a piece that you can't fill, and that's going to be the secondary. The secondary is going to make this team bad. I'm assuming that if the team sucks this year, it's going to be due to the secondary, and that's a thing you need to develop over time. So, of course, they're going to have to tank in 2021, and doing so, they'll probably start with Alexander Madison. See what he can do. See what Alexander Madison could do. So that's my take on this. Dalvin Cook, I do not think will be playing more than one season with the Vikings. He will have the best season of his career, though. Dalvin Cook will have the best season of his career, and he will get a big contract. The teams are going to be bidding for him in 2021, and he will be well-deserved of the contract. Maybe a little bit overpaid because of injury concerns, but he's going to get paid. He is going to get paid, and I don't think it's going to be with the Minnesota Vikings. So that's what I have to say with this, that they broke off contract talks, which is kind of weird considering that we have the cap space now. The Vikings finally have the cap space after Michael Pierce left and Everson Griffin isn't coming back, all that. We have the cap space for him, which is kind of weird they didn't pay him, but maybe they're just like me, and they're not very high in Dalvin Cook. They just aren't. With his injury concerns, with his you can get a filler piece. You don't have to pay that much money to him, but still, it's kind of weird because I thought that they would want to keep Dalvin Cook. Anyways, that's my takes on this. Let me know what y'all think in the description down below. Till next time. Or thank you for tuning into this segment of Morning Kickoff.